I just want to take a moment to remind you to have fun, to do something that brings you joy. Do something that's not productive. Do something that no one's going to judge. Do something that makes you happy. Do something that you haven't done in a long time that you know makes you happy. Be a kid again. Blow some bubbles. Make mud pies. Play tag, right? Like, do something every single day that makes you happy. Even if it's like having a little dance party in the shower. Be safe. Be safe. But make sure that you're prioritizing fun. Like, I get it. We're all chasing these goals and we're all trying to be somebody and get these things, and nothing's wrong with being productive. But I think the problem arises when like productivity is like the main thing that we're trying to do. We think that our worth and our value comes from how much we produce, who knows us, what we have, how much money we have in the bank. Meanwhile, we're missing our one glorious life happening right in front of us. Prioritizing things that don't really necessarily matter. Like, yes, we need money, right? Let me be clear. Money is important because money answers all things. That's Bible. But I think that we should have a goal for our money. Like, the goal isn't the money, right? It's a tool. And one thing I want my money to afford me is more opportunities to do stuff like this. Blowing bubbles, right? Seeing the people I love, traveling, being still, being quiet, not worrying, not having to be a productive member of society. Like, that's the goal I want for my money. And so often we can get so lost and carried away with our goals, and we can get so carried away with our goals and our productivity and things like that we lose our life. We're really exchanging our life, our one precious life, for fleeting things. Money, accolades, respect that is so hard to be given and so easily taken away. Like, we really got to be clear about what's important in our lives, what brings us joy. So I challenge you today to just have fun. Do something for fun. For no other reason except it brings you pleasure and enjoyment, because you deserve pleasure and enjoyment. You deserve fun. You deserve to walk just because you want to see some stuff and because you want to walk, not necessarily because you want to lose weight or get in shape. You know what I'm saying? Like, life doesn't have to be so rigid and so hard, but we make it so. We make it that way. And it makes life, like, insufferable. It makes it miserable. And life is supposed to be loved and fulfilling. It's supposed to be sparking us with awe and wonder and curiosity. It's supposed to be fun. Fun. Prioritize the fun, y'all. I don't care what they say. Because if life's not fun, what's the point? What's the point if we can't see the beauty in our everyday life? What is all this for? And I do believe that God put us here to experience joy in life, to experience the pleasures, the beauty. Like, look at the trees, look at the sun, look at the clouds, look at the sky, look at the birds, look at the people. All around us, there is beauty, there is love, there is brilliance, there is magic. And we're missing out on all that stuff, thinking that we're going to be fulfilled with money, paper, or people's approval, or whatever it is we're chasing. When all the magic and the joy in our life and all the beautiful and wondrous things are happening right around us. It's right here. It's right here. If we would just choose to see it, if we would just make the choice to see it. Life is hard. Life can be difficult, right? There are things in life that are really painful. I'm going through a lot of painful experiences right now. But I want to live too. You know what I mean? Like, I want to live. And while I can't control everything, I can't control all the chaos and confusion and the heartbreak that happens in the world. What I can control is my ability and my willingness, I'll say, my willingness to see the joy and the beauty in my everyday life. Because even in hard times, there is beauty. There is beauty. And I'm not on some toxic positivity type stuff. I'm talking truth. Like, in everything there's beauty. I lost my grandmother. I lost my grandma, and I'm sad about that. But I am so grateful that I got to experience life with her, that I got to live 32 years with her in my life. That's a blessing. Some people never meet their grandparents. You know what I mean? And, like, even this. A leaf just fell in front of me, right? It's like confetti. Like, God is trying to get us to celebrate his creation, get us to celebrate our lives. If we would just only take time to notice it, to recognize it, to be grateful for it. Like, everything is not that deep. Everything don't have to be hard. It's simple, really. It's simple, really. It's just us choosing to see the joy and the beauty in our everyday lives. Seeing, like, paying attention to the small patterns on this leaf and how it was designed. And how these brown spots, right? Maybe somebody was trying to eat it. Like, seeing the beauty in this stuff. I feel like it's that simple. But we make it so complicated. It could all be so simple. But we rather make it hard. You know, that's what makes life worth living. That's what makes life worth living. The beauty. The beauty in our everyday lives. The laughter of my friends. A deep breath. The sound of the wind blowing through the trees, or the wind scattering the leaves in the street. Like, that's the good stuff. If we only choose to see it. If we only chose to see it. We can acknowledge the hard things. We can say life is hard because, listen, in a lot of ways it is. Okay? It is. But there's also beauty. Two things can be true at the same time. Two things can be true at the same time. And so I think with my grandmother passing, and I hate that this always happens, but it's like when someone passes away, it reminds us to live. It's this weird thing where we're now charged to live, to carry on their legacy, to live fully and brightly. And that's what my grandmother did. She lived fully. She lived fully every single day of her life. Every single day of her life. She was unapologetic. She was her. And that's the legacy that she's leaving behind for me. And I'm just grateful that I have that. I have that example. I have that reminder to live, to see, right? To be grateful. There's a butterfly over there. To be grateful for every single day, every single breath of my life, for the sunshine. Like, I'm just grateful. And I feel like gratitude is really the centering thing, is really the thing that allows us to see the beauty in our everyday life. Like, you can't have joy without gratitude. You can't have joy without gratitude. And gratitude is grounding. Gratitude is centering. Gratitude is everything. I'm grateful that I can see. I'm grateful that I can experience and feel. I'm grateful that I can sit on my porch and blow bubbles. You know what I'm saying? Grateful. Gratitude. I hate loud cars, by the way. It's just a personal thing. But yeah, gratitude. What are you grateful for? What are you missing out on? What are you not experiencing? What are you not doing on purpose? How can you change that? How can you make your life easier? How can you make your life more beautiful? How can you take a moment to look at the vapors of bubbles? Like, and again, these vapors of bubbles are reminding me life is a vapor. Just as beautiful and iridescent as these bubbles are, they fade. They fade at some point. And they just belong to the wind. And though life is short in that way, it is also beautiful and iridescent and glorious. And then it's just gone, right? But I think that while we're here, we have the privilege of experiencing everything we want to experience if we just make a choice. Maybe we don't have the resources we really want. Maybe we don't have the access or the funds that we think we need to experience a beautiful life. But we have something. We have something. And once we make the best out of what we do have, that's when life gets beautiful. That's when life gets glorious. That's when life gets good. Because we see it as so. Because we choose to see it as so. So yeah, I don't have all the money in the world. I don't have all the things I want. I'm not where I want to be, right? In life, where I want to be. But I am where I want to be. And I'm here. I'm present. I'm with myself. I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like, I am where I want to be. I am who I want to be. And that even though I have goals and dreams and things in the future, who I am today is enough. Who I am today is enough. Who I am today is worthy. Who I am today is beautiful, is lovable, is worthy, right? And like, you are worthy of your own presence. You are worthy of your own time. You're worthy of your own attention. You're worthy of your own attention. And we don't pay attention to ourselves. We do things because we think other people want us to do them. We don't check in with ourselves to say, hey, do I like this thing? Is this pleasurable for me? Is this beneficial for me, for other people as well? Like, we don't check in. We're always outward facing, but we don't take the time to reflect. Like, I deserve my attention. I deserve my time. I deserve to sit on my porch and blow bubbles. I deserve. I don't have to earn it. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Like, this moment is for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I'm making this video, but this moment is for me. And that's enough. That's enough. That's enough reason. I am enough reason to be present and to be fully in the moment with myself. I'm enough reason, So make sure you have fun. Make sure you live. Make sure you're actually being present with yourself. Like, don't go your whole life being strangers with yourself, or worse, being at war with yourself, right? Tussling. We always tussling with ourselves, forcing ourselves to be better, to be stronger, to be thinner, to be smarter, to be more brilliant, to be everything that we're not. Teaching ourselves that we are not enough. Teaching ourselves that somehow we've missed it. Somehow we've missed the mark. When you are at the mark, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. If you would just be in the moment and take everything you can from this moment. That's all it requires, is for you to be present, for you to be okay. Like, we are so obsessed with improvement, so obsessed with improvement and discovery, that we're missing it all along. It's here. You're discovering yourself by being with yourself. It's that simple. Reflecting, being quiet, hearing yourself. Like, that's all it requires. That's all it requires. And I'm just filled with gratitude lately. I'm so high vibe right now. Like, I'm so grateful for my life. I'm so grateful for joy, for presence, for peace. And even though life is not exactly where I want it to be, even though things are falling apart, our RV broke down the other day, right? Like, I'm so frustrated about that, but I'm so at peace about it. Because I choose to be in the moment. I choose to let things be what they are and not force them to be what I think they should be. Like, I am so okay with just being okay, being in the moment, being where I am, not in the future where I want to be, not in the past where I think I should have been, but I am so okay with just being, I'm so okay with just being here in this moment. And I'm just grateful for that, because I didn't always have that. Like, I had my quarter life crisis, I think, because I was so anxious about the future. I was so worried about where I was going to be. My anxiety comes from me not trusting. Even resting and choosing peace, that comes with trust. Like, I trust my creator. I trust the hands that are holding the universe together. I trust that even though life is not going in the way that I want it to go, it's going how it needs to go. You know what I mean? I trust the timing of my life. I'm trusting where I am. I'm trusting that I have everything that I need. I'm trusting. And trust was hard for me, because I didn't always trust God. I didn't always trust myself. I didn't always trust my ideas or my being enough. I thought that I had to be somebody else to be enough, but I'm trusting. Like, and I'm so grateful for this place in my life. I'm so grateful for this moment. The sun is on my face. The wind is blowing. I'm near nature. I am safe. I am protected. I am loved. I love myself. Like, I feel so at home with myself. It's wild, because I never thought I could feel that way. I didn't think that I could always feel that way. I didn't always believe that I could feel that way. I thought I would always be at war with myself, trying to force myself to be who I'm not. Like, and I feel so good. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, y'all. So gratitude, being in the moment, presence. Like, that's what I'm praying for you. That you would be in the moment. That you would see yourself as worthy. That you would recognize the beauty in your life already. That you would take full advantage of these things. That you would not be at war with yourself or try to force yourself to be somewhere that you're not. Because you don't have to be there. To be worthy. To be enough. To be valued. Where you are right now, in all this moment, you are all of yourself. And that is enough. That is enough. Life starts when we choose to live it. No matter where we are, what we have, who we are, what we look like, who we have access to, what qualifications we have. Life starts when we choose to live it, and I'm choosing to live. I am living, and I am so happy. I am so present. I'm so grateful. The hummingbirds are above me. I don't want to look because I don't want to scare them. but they're drinking their food, and like just how present they are, right? Like every other creature in this world has the gift of presence, right? Their instincts are what keep them alive and keep them going, but they have the gift of presence. We are always so consumed and worried about the future that we do not have the gift of being present. We have to relearn that thing, relearn the gift of being present, relearn the gift of being in the moment and having that moment be enough, right? Like, even with my relationship with God, like I'm learning that like, yo, he has me. God has me. He got me. He got me. If I would just be present in the moment, I have everything I need in this moment. I have breath, I have water, I have food, I have shelter. Like I have everything that I need, right? But it's when I'm trying to be in the future, that's when I feel lack. That's when I feel lack. I was watching this Bible study about like the first sin was, was Satan making Eve believe that there was lack. That there was lack. And Eve had everything. Yet she found the one thing that she didn't have access to. And I feel like we do the same thing in our own lives. We look at everything we have access to. We are so gifted, blessed. We are so blessed. And we choose to see the lack in our life. We choose lack. We choose lack. We choose it. But we are so abundant. We are so abundant. Like even, we're so privileged. We're so privileged, and yet we still choose lack. We still choose to see lack. Oh, I have this, but it's not enough. I have this, but, that's not enough. I am this, but that's not enough. Like, what? You have all activity of your limbs. You have breath in your body, and you talking about that's not enough. That's wild. That's wild. Because some people are not breathing. It's wild. We choose lack. We choose to focus on lack. And it is more work to focus on what we do have. And I get it because the world that we live in prioritizes lack. It needs lack to thrive. Capitalism needs you to feel like you lack something for it to make money, right? So we all have been programmed to believe that we lack. But really, we have everything we need, everything. And when we don't have it, we have the resources and the tools to get those things. Like when I think back on my life, at all the moments I was scared and fearful and I felt like I didn't have enough or that I wasn't enough, and I look back and I'm like, yo, like God brought me from those places. He took care of me. Like my people took care of my community took care of me. Like I had everything I ever needed. And if I could have just been present, like I worried about so much that never came true. I worried about so many things that never happened. And I robbed myself of the joy in that moment. And we rob ourselves of joy because we're so focused on what we don't have. And I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to live. I want to live. So again, my prayer for you, gratitude, presence, life. Choosing to live. Choosing to see our lives as a vapor. Not that we get depressed, but that we realize the urgency of our lives. The preciousness of it. It's so precious. It's so fragile. Life is so fragile. And we treat it so harshly and roughly. So be kind to yourself. Live, love, laugh, all those cliche things, but for real. Be happy in real life. Be happy in real life. That is my prayer for you, that you would choose to be happy in real life. All right, y'all. Love you. Love yourself. Love each other. Talk to y'all soon.